As always, pay attention and participate. Here we go. So, what is how do I want to say it? What is, all right, yeah, I'll say it this way. What is your body?
My possession.
Okay. All right. Yes, so you would say, okay, so you would say, okay, you would say possession.
The container that holds my spirit, energy.
You say my, okay, so you say, all right, so my is here, possession is there. So you said body, right? Then you said, okay, you said container, fine. Okay. Yes, but what? Yes, but that is, but what? That is the, all right, so then, okay, so then a what makes a body different than another body? What makes one different than the other? What makes one body different than another body?
Who possesses it, I would assume.
So then who is over here, right? So then who, so the body is equal to who, right?
Okay.
Okay. So then what is your body? There you go. I like that. There you go. That's why you're here. That's literally why, because now you just say, oh, it's this, it's that. And everybody's like, yeah, and they let you keep going. But now that's the point, it's almost like a sponge. Like it's like you wet it, but then you got to squeeze it all the way out, right? You want it until it's all the way out. I want to squeeze this all the way out until you understand fundamentally what it is, because then you'll look at it different. You'll have a different perspective of it, a different understanding of it. You'll use it differently, right? So it's your body. Yeah, your body. It's a container. Yeah, it's yay. Okay, but this is not Oprah. We're going all the way down to the bottom. What is your body? You said, well, your body is mine. Then we went to who? Okay, so then what is your body? What is it? Like, actually, what is it? So many of us have things, right? It's my, so that means it's possession. My is who? Who is my? Who is that?
I am.
I am. All right. So if it's my possession, whose possession is it? Right? It's I am's possession, right? So then what is my body?
It's possession of I am.
Okay. So then your body looks like
I am.
I am. Your body looks like I am. But I am is not physical. Your body is. So then if your body looks like I am, then what is your body telling you? What is your body expressing?
What does it tell?
Physical representation of I am.
It's the physical representation of I am. It's representative. So when you Leanne, you have a business. When an employee goes out on your behalf, whose authority are they using?
Mine.
Yours, not their own. Yours. They can say, well, Leanne sent me to get this. So if Leanne sent me to get this, I will get something that if Leanne didn't send me to do this, or if I couldn't use her name, I wouldn't get that. Would that be true?
Yeah.
To pick up this check, or to pick up this, or to pick up this car, or right? So
Yeah.
your body is the body is the representative. It's not the authority. The body is the rep. I am is the authority. So your body is not doing anything in and of itself except expressing the authority of the owner. Right? So then again, what is your body?
An expression of you.
Okay? And you are what?
An expression of I am.
And I am is what? Yeah.
Our source
Okay. Of what?
of all of our energies.
Of all things. Of all,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And your energy is an expression of what?
The universe.
Okay. The universe is what?
Mental.
Oh, that's true. And so then now we're getting into what people call what?
Mind control.
Mind.
Mind.
Dead.
Set. Now,
Yeah.
mindset.
Thank you, Miss Karen.
Do you see how the body, right? This physical thing, when you back it up, let's just say when you reverse engineer it, it's not what you think it is. It's only the outcome of what it actually is. So now we got to mindset. Started with body, now we're backing up, now we got to mindset. Okay, well, what is mindset? What do we say that is?
The position that where our awareness is.
So then mindset is what? What did you say? Mindset is what?
Awareness.
Awareness. So your body is what?
The vehicle to express the awareness?
It's the physical what?
Vessel, vehicle,
It's the
Container.
what?
Awareness.
expression.
Expression
Of your awareness.
of your awareness. Correct. That's what your body is. When
Come on,
you look in the mirror, you are looking at the physical outcome of what you are thinking. What you are thinking, believing, telling yourself to be true about your body. That is what your body is. Your body is not an independent mechanism. It doesn't get sick. It isn't healthy. It just is. It is whatever you are being, which is I am, which is awareness, consciousness. That's what the universe is. When you say the universe is mental, all is mind, it's consciousness. And whatever consciousness conditions itself to be, I am is consciousness. Now, when I condition that saying, I am a woman, it's now consciousness taking all of its options and choosing woman. It's like when you have money and you want to go get a car. There's 1,000,000 cars. You choose options. You chose this car. As an entrepreneur, you could own anything. Leanne, you could own anything. You picked what you picked for whatever reason. You from every option you had, you chose that thing. So the options are consciousness, are awareness. What you picked is what you consciously chose to become aware of specifically. From all things that I am, I'm now that. I choose to be that from all things. When I go to the grocery store, from all things I could buy, I choose to buy that. Right? Your body is just a physical expression of your awareness. Now, body, what else could we put in body? What else? So body, what else? Your when I say what your body is the physical expression of your awareness. Well, after body, you can put business, you can put relationships, you can put money. They're all the same thing because your body, you can see it. Your business, you can see it. Your relationships, you can see them. Your money, you can see them. They're all physical expressions of your awareness in that area. They're all you. Because you are I am. That is who you are. You're not your body. You're not your business. You're not your relationships. You're not your money. But they are all physical expressions of you. So whatever you are in those areas, that is what you see. That's what you're seeing. That's why no matter how much you do or don't do, these things don't change much. They may vacillate slightly. They may go up or go down, but they're not steady. Because the only thing that can make them steady is I am. I am is the only steady thing. But because I am is steady, it allows change. Right? Because I am is steady, it allows change. It's steady enough in the world for us to tolerate change. So when we go through the seasons, that's steady for us, meaning, yeah, things are changing, but we're used to it. It's steady, it's consistent. Your awareness is consistent. It consistently produces from a steady state of mind. And you get to choose what's steady. Just like they say, like in nursing, or they say in health, they'll say like a resting heart rate, right? What is your resting heart rate? What's your average heart rate? We're not talking about like when you're asleep or when you're running a marathon or doing sprints or working out or climbing stairs, right? Or just laying on the couch. Like just what is your normal resting heart rate? Not the extremes, your normal one. Your I am, your awareness of being is your normal mindset. It is what you are normally telling yourself that's your resting consciousness. The thoughts you are used to thinking, the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, the things you accept, that's your resting awareness. That is what's producing your body. Just like you wouldn't say, if you're out of shape, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym one day and now all of a sudden I'm in shape. You wouldn't say that, right? You realize, okay, I need to do this on a regular basis. Then once I do it on a regular basis, I am what I do on a regular basis. You are what you think on a regular basis. But just like you cannot be going to the gym and one day you step up and say, I'm going to the gym. Well, when you go to the gym a day, it did make a difference. How do you know? You know the next morning when you wake up sore, you know you did something. But then you keep going to get more of that. And the more of it you get, the less sore you get because your muscles get used to it. So just because you haven't doesn't mean you can't. But just because you did once doesn't mean that's it. It means you continue to become the thing that you were not before. To become in shape when you were not before. But you could not become something that you already weren't. You just weren't expressing it. You're already in shape, but you're not expressing it. You can't become something that's not possible. No matter how long you work out, you're never going to turn into a German Shepherd. You're never going to express that no matter how long you work out. So if you can express being in shape, then that means you already are, you're just not expressing it. It's potential not expressed. It's the ability that you're not actually using, but you have it. So your body is what? Your body is the physical expression of your awareness. Your body is the Word made flesh. Better said, it is your Word made flesh. It's your word. That's what your body is. That's what your business is. That's what your relationships are. That's what your money is. That is what those things are, the physical expression of your awareness of them, what you're telling yourself to believe or be true, of your mindset. Your mindset is what? The collection of thoughts. So write it down so you understand, because everybody will tell you mindset, you got to have a mindset, and this is a mindset, and most people don't even know what that is. Listen to me when I'm telling you, write it down, pay attention. Your mindset, the definition of mindset, it's my definition, but it's correct. So just write it down. Mindset is the collection of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you have and hold that creates, controls, and changes your experience and expression.
You're gonna need to repeat that, please.
Yep. Your mindset is the collection of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you have and hold that create, control, and change your experience and expression. That's what a mindset is. That's what it is. That's literally what it is.
Your experience as a whole?
There is no, was there a half experience?
No,
What do you mean?
I'm writing it down and I want to catch what you said after experience.
And expression.
Okay, so your mindset is collections of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you have and hold that create and hold and express your
No.
experience.
Control.
I don't think
Take, control, and change.
Mhm.
control
Yes.
and change. I'm over here making stuff up.
The collection of thoughts
Go for
and
it.
feelings and beliefs that you have and hold that create and create, control, and changes your experience or expression.
Yeah, and expression. And
Expression.
yeah, the same thing.
Got it.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Yes, thank you for asking. Yes, both of you. Thank you. That's what your body is. Your body is, so see that definition right there? Read that definition to yourself and then look at your body. That's what it is. Your body is, that's what your body looks like. Is everything that's in your mindset. That's what your business looks like, is everything in your mindset. That's what your money looks like. That's what your health looks like. That's what your life looks like. Just think about it this way. Body is the same thing. Your body is the same thing as cake. They're just titles, but they're things you understand, and they're things that a body is made up of something. A cake is made up of ingredients. So when you apply these ingredients, you get that cake. You change the ingredients, you change the cake, right? The cake, the name cake or the word cake stays the same, but you get a different cake if you change the ingredient. Your body, the word body stays the same, but you get a different body if you change the ingredients. If you change the feelings, the thoughts, the feelings, and beliefs you have about yourself that are creating, controlling, and changing the physical expression of that called a body. The body is not the body, money, business, relationships, cake. They are just things, but they are not independent of the baker, of the chef, of the cook, of the thinker. They're not independent, they're interdependent. They are outcomes of it. A cake doesn't just show up on your counter. And the cake that you cooked didn't just show up. It is the physical reflection of your choice. You could have cooked a chocolate cake. You could have cooked this cake or that cake, a German chocolate. You could have cooked 1,000 cakes. So the one that showed up on your counter, you said, I made that. Or, somebody made that. It's an expression of someone. And it's an expression of someone's choices. That's not blame, shame, guilt, or regret. It's just their understanding of authority and of responsibility. Who did this? So you don't have to blame yourself for your body any more than you do for a cake. If it's something you don't like, change the ingredients. Change what you're telling yourself, thinking and believing to be true about yourself in that area. If you baked a cake and you tasted it and you didn't like it, you wouldn't go to counseling over it. You would dump the cake and cook a new one, right? It's not to make light of it, but we're taking it too serious because we're misunderstanding it. If you may have meant well, but the cake you cooked, you'd be like, oh God, I didn't put enough of this in there. But you didn't know it until it baked, right? And you'd be like, woo, and you throw it out, right? You don't go into depression. You don't go into, right? Your body is no different. It's no different. You are the chef. And the ingredients that you're putting, the milk, the egg, the butter, you are the thoughts, the feelings. I'm this, I'm that. Those are the ingredients you're putting into your body. And the world is the oven. Ta-da! That's it. The world is the oven. That's why I said at the beginning, it's like, yeah, when you only get checks in the mail, you're now looking at the oven. You're looking for the mailman, like, come on, because I know what's coming. Right? You're just using the mailman is delivering your expectation. The oven is delivering your expectation, what you put in it. Right? The oven and the mailman are just the conduits to your idea and the physical expression of it. The mailman brings you a check, the oven brings you your cake. But it only brings you what you put in it. So when you put the cake in the oven, it cooks it. When you put the expectation of checks in the mail, you're putting that into the mailman. The mailman's like, here you go. Here you go. So it's not that you're believing in the mailman or the oven. You just believe in yourself. You're aware of how things work. So you're able to say, oh, you're exercising your authority of how an oven operates. You know what temperature to turn it to. You know whether to preheat it or not, how long to. You are using the oven. The oven's not using you. You are using the mailman is not using you. You are using your job is not using you. You're using your body's not using you. You are never giving your authority away to a thing. You always retain your authority, but you give it some of your authority on your behalf. You're still the parent, but you tell your son to go to the grocery store and get some milk. You're still the parent. You're not giving your authority away just because you gave them some money and they're doing it. You are allowing them to have some of your authority on your behalf to do something for you that you said. You're still the parent when they're gone, when they come back, you're still who you are. But you use some of your authority to get them to do something on your behalf. Your body is the physical expression of your awareness in the area of body. Your business is the physical expression of your awareness in the area of business. These are not living things. When in the book, in the Bible at the beginning, when it said God created the body, right? And created humanity, created the body. Well, then what? What happened after that? What happened?
He breathed life. He breathed the breath of life.
So the body was created, right? What happened to the body before the breath of life? What did the body do before the breath of life?
Nothing.
No. Say it again.
Nothing.
Say it again.
Nothing.
Well, okay, wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah. No. This is why you're here. No, because you're gonna say it today. Because you're gonna learn today. This is yeah. You're gonna learn. You ain't gonna just clap and run up and down the aisle, all out, sweating, good hair, hat off. No. You're gonna learn today. The body was created. Consciousness created a physical thing, right? Now,
Right.
what did that physical thing do before consciousness before consciousness breathed into it? What did it do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. So then whatever it does, whatever it is doing is according to what?
Awareness, consciousness.
To the breath of life that you breathe into it, right?
Yeah.
So then if your business failed,
Oh, goodbye.
if your business is struggling, if you call yourself ugly in the mirror, if your money ain't right, because all of these things, body, business, relationships, are first what? Ideas of consciousness, right? They're just ideas of consciousness first, right? They're just the body. They're just the thing I am made. Now, there's still nothing yet. They're still not active yet. They're just created. They're just possibilities. They're just placeholders. They're like genes in your body. They're just placeholders. They're just possibilities. Remember a couple months ago when Bruce Lipton said there is no cancer gene? Anybody remember that? Say, hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
How many people are, is it one? What?
C.
We remember that, right? There is
I
no,
remember.
okay, so here, this is what I'm saying. This is why you're here, to learn how to think. I want you to understand something. If there is no cancer gene, then what does that mean about business? What does that mean?
Mm.
Yeah, see what I mean?
It means there's no business gene either.
No, no. What what is cancer? What, how
Say
would,
that again.
huh?
Say that again.
What,
Cancer is a disease.
okay, it's a disease. It's a physical disease. What causes physical disease? It's the disease is in your body, right? The disease. So your
Yes.
is the
Not in my body.
There's a lack of ease
where?
inside your mind.
So disease physically is because of dis-ease mentally.
Mm.
Hmm.
Dis means to disassociate, to disconnect, disjointed. It means to be cut off from ease. So when you're cut off from ease, then that is expressed physically as dis-ease. It's the cut off of ease physically. So when you get cancer, that's disease. You are separated from the ease in physical form. But that's just an expression of the dis-ease in your mind. So the dis-ease in your mind is expressed physically as a disease. Physically, it's called disease. Mentally, it's called dis-ease. So your body, so then if there is no cancer gene, what does that mean for business?
It goes how according to how our mind is
What does that mean?
working.
What? What?
What?
What does that mean for business?
Is disease a failing business or I didn't hear you.
What is cancer?
Cancer is disease.
It is a failing body.
Mm.
But if there is no cancer gene, then that means what in business?
It goes according to how we're thinking about it.
There is no failing business. There is no inherent failure. Just like there is no inherent cancer. There is no there. Bruce Lipton said it. I didn't say that. A biologist that was written in like a real one, not me in my mind, right? A real one said there is no cancer gene. A gene is just like this. That's all it is let's just say it's just a circle. Let's just say. And so, but this circle is what produces all physical things in the body, right? So then, if that same gene produces your hair, your eyes, your skin, your nails, everything else, right? Your feet, your height, your hair color, eye color, all of that, right? So, but if it's just called a gene, then that means whatever is the ones that are used to produce your hair have a thought, and all the ones that are producing your hair have the same thought. They have the same job. Then you're going to use another gene and you're going to say you're going to produce legs. You're going to produce arms. You are the entrepreneur and you have employees and you're handing out tasks. They're all still called employees, but you give them different jobs, but they're all still the same title, right? So then a gene is your awareness, consciousness tells this gene what you want it to do. Awareness does that. There is the genes don't do anything except what they're tasked to do. Your business doesn't do anything except what you task it to do. So if there's no inherent cancer gene, there's no inherent disease gene, then that means the only way it can be diseased is if it's diseased. There is no inherent failure in business. So when people tell you to fail and fail fast, they don't know how to think. They may have pulled some things off, but that's not true. That's not true. There is no inherent failure in business, just like there's no inherent cancer in a gene. because the body is not self-created. It's not in control. It is being controlled by your awareness, by what you're telling yourself. And what you tell yourself, you put into the gene. And if you're like, oh, it's flu season, oh, COVID's gonna get me, oh, I have bad feet, oh, I have a bad memory, oh, I'm not good with names, oh, I'm not, well, who is saying that? And then when you get the physical expression of it, then you got attitude. Then you want to cry. Then you want to go to counseling. Then you want to go and get radiation. Then you want to go and get chemo. But you have no problem messing your mind up. And then you're upset. You're only upset when your body shows it. You don't care what you say until it happens. Then all of a sudden you want to go to therapy. Then all of a sudden you want to go here. And then all of a sudden you want to go and be a vegan. And then all of a sudden you want to, you're trying to compromise, and you're compromising, and you're coping with poor thinking, with incorrect thinking. There is no cancer gene. Meaning there is no inherent illness. Illness is a possibility, but it's only used by those who don't know better. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you wrong or crazy, but you're not thinking properly. And that's how you end up with that situation. High blood pressure, diabetes, all the other stuff. Those are expressions of consciousness. Those are dis-ease. You are thinking thoughts that are disconnecting you from ease. And that mental thing, your body, right, is the physical expression of your awareness. If your awareness is dis-eased, then your body is going to express disease. If your mind is diseased, then your business is going to express disease. It's like saying hurry up and fail in business. It's like saying hurry up and get cancer. What's the difference? What's the difference? The net effect, what's the difference? Is there a difference at the end? Why don't we just hurry up and get this thing I don't want over with? Because I have to experience it anyway. Why? The biologist said you don't. Said there is no such thing as a cancer gene. We read the whole, well, not the whole article, but we read 70% of it. And said that's not true. That's why he wrote a book, The Biology of Belief. Belief is a biology. It is awareness. It's the genesis. It's the beginning of everything. So to say, oh, my business is going to fail. Oh, let me fail fast. Oh, just hurry up and fail so you can learn. Well, then just why don't you hurry up and just get cancer so you can just be sick fast. And so you can learn how bad it feels. And so you can, would you do that? Does that seem right to you? So why is business any different than your body? It's only different when you don't know who you are. It's only different when you don't know who you are. When you think you're one thing for this and you think you're one thing for that. You think you're one thing for this and you think you're one thing for that. Those are not truths. That's not true. Right? That's not true. So we're going to go into it. All right. Vanessa, can you put up the first slide, please? We're going to read a little story. I'm going to show you, because I haven't told you really what the title of the class is yet, but we're going to start up with a story. Page 11, please. All right. Put your hand up, please, if you can read. If you're able to read. Okay, Leanne, you can go first, and everybody can put your hand up on the little screen thing so that we know who to call on next. Yep, right here. So we'll start with page 11. Okay, go for it.
How the rent was paid. She was about 25, well-dressed, neat in appearance, rather good-looking, quite intelligent, and a teacher of art. The distressed look upon her face when she entered my office showed that she was undergoing terrible suffering of some kind. She greeted me with the inquiry, What in the world will I do, doctor? I told her the first thing she should do was to sit down, just get quiet a little, and let go. Then tell me all about it. I talked with her about unimportant matters for a few minutes until I saw that she had grown somewhat calm and quiet in the harmonious atmosphere of my office, and then asked her what her trouble was. She said that it was money, or rather the lack of it. I told her there was plenty of money in the world and a great abundance of it right here in New York. Yes, she said, but I can't get a hold of it unless I pawn my diamond ring. I had to pawn one of them last month in order to pay my rent, and will have to pawn my last one in order to pay my rent this month. And then what shall I do? Why pawn your ring now? I asked. I haven't pawned it yet, she said, but I will have to do so. You may not as yet have gone through the physical act of taking your ring to the pawn shop and leaving it there, I replied, but you have pawned it already in your consciousness, your thought world, your imagination, and unless you at once stop pawning it there, you will soon take it to the pawn shop. But should it be necessary for you to go to the pawn shop, why worry about it? Why not look upon your rings as cash in the bank to be drawn upon when necessary? We sometimes draw our bank balance down to the last dollar, but that does not worry us, for we know we will deposit some more right away. And when we do know, it will always get the money to deposit. Why not take this same attitude towards the ring you have in pawn?
Perfect. Okay, who's next? Thank you.
Go ahead,
It's me.
Sarita.
Start it again. Again, this is only Friday, and the first of the month does not come until next Monday, I said. Supposing you did not pay your rent on that day, your landlord would not put you out for you have always been a good tenant and paid your rent there heretofore. Even though he was to serve a dispossess notice on you, you have 5 days in which to pay or move, so that you have at least a week from today under the most unfavorable conditions in which to get your rent money. Yes, she replied. That is all very true. But from whence is the money coming? I haven't been doing any work lately, and no one is paying out any money for my kind of work. These days, I haven't a cent in sight anywhere, and no place I can go to get any, except by pawning my diamond ring. Even if I had 2 months' time instead of only a week, it isn't necessary for you to know from whence the money is coming, I replied. For that is the work of God. Oof. The great universal law. Your work is to know that God always attends to his part of the business and materializes things for us, both in body and environment, to accord with the vision or image we create and hold in our imagination, and the harmonious or inharmonious energy we use in creating and holding it. God always does his part of the work, whether we do ours consciously and intelligently or unconsciously and ignorantly.
Okay, perfect.
Just so as long, just so
I'm sorry. All right, let Monique read, and because I want to get Dr. Velvet too, because I don't remember when this runs out. I'm sorry. Perfect.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just so, just so as long as you hold the image. Oh, 1 second, I hear echo. Okay. Just so as long as you hold the image, thought, or idea that you will have to pawn your ring, creating and holding this image, thought, or idea in fear and trembling, then the only thing God can do for you is to work out that image in material form, the same as He did for you last month. Oh, you actually had to pawn your ring then. And while you paid your rent, yet you're in even worse condition today than you were then. You can continue to do this same thing again this month and keep it up until there is nothing left for God to do for you but to continue materializing lack and inharmony for you in every way. Or by using this same universal law which has brought you lack, but changing your application of it by changing the image, thought, idea, vision with which you fulfill your imagination, you can attract the money to you with which to pay your rent, get it in a perfectly legitimate and constructive manner, and not have to pawn your ring either. And by continuing to make the new application, which I will teach you, you can be in a much better position this time next month instead of a worse one as you are now.
Perfect. All right, Dr. Velvet.
Okay, sorry, the mute button. Oh, how can I do it, doctor? She asks. Just fill your thought world, your imagination with the thought, idea, image, vision that you have your rent money now and keep it filled. Every time the thought of lack comes to you, displace it at once with the affirmative statement of, I have the rent money now. I replied, how can I have how can I say I have the rent money now, doctor? She asks, when I know it's not a lie. I don't have it. My dear girl, I said, as long as you know you haven't it, as long as you know it's a lie, just so long will you continue to be without it. For God, the universal law, can only materialize for you according to your vision and the energy back of it. And He cannot furnish you with supply for your needs so long as you continue to create lack, fear, worry, anxiety, etc. in your consciousness, your imagination. When you learn to affirm that you have your rent money now with 1/10 the energy and creative power you use in affirming its lack, God will materialize it for you. Well, doctor, I will try, she said. That will not do, I answered. I will do the best I can then, she said. That will not do. Again, sorry, that will not do. Again, I answered. I will do it, she said. Now I am sure you will succeed, I replied. On the following Tuesday, she came into my office with her face weathered in smiles, and after greeting me, said, "Oh, doctor, it is so wonderful. I hardly know how it was done, but it seemed as though everyone in the world wanted to pay me money since I was here the other day, and I have collected enough money not only to pay my rent this month, but also be able to take my ring out of pawn today."
Okay. So what do we get from that?
We get that words are spells, and we can create the spell.
And I get that whatever you put out there, God is gonna oblige. Like if you say this is what it is, then God say then that must be what you want. Or that if that's how you feeling, then that's what we giving. Ooh, that was good.
Lucky's famous. You like it. I love it.
Yeah.
Be
Right?
careful where
I
your
hear the
thoughts are.
Ooh.
yeah.
Mhm.
I hear the verse, the Bible verse. You know not of. I know I'm butchering it, but you know not of my ways,
Oh,
or something like that.
my ways are higher than your ways.
Yeah. So mind your business, because don't be in God's business, because He knows how. You don't know how.
But the how he's doing on your behalf.
Yeah.
You're the one giving out the orders. That's what free will here is in physical form. It is you. Your body is the physical expression of you. You are I am. So your physical world is the expression of you, of who you're being. So when you think you are Sarita the person has to have the awareness that you are going to task I am with, right? And I am does the work. I am is the one that says, oh, okay, the mailman's coming. This the right person, this the right person, the check, okay, this the right person to bring the check. It is doing it's according unto your faith, be it unto you. So according to your faith, be it unto you. Look at the story. When she first walked in, she was suffering. Where was she suffering?
In her mind.
In her mind, right? Because what did it say later in the story, a couple lines later? I talked to her about some other things to get her mind to calm down. You can't hear anything. So you're asking, I'm going to say it this way, old school. You're asking God for something, but you can't hear anything. It's like you ever had a conversation with somebody and they won't turn the music down or won't turn the TV down, and you're trying to shout over the music or shout over the TV. And you're like, man, turn the music down. It's like you can't hear anything. And you're earnestly and honestly trying to have a conversation, but you can't communicate over that. You can't communicate over fear, worry, stress, anxiety. It doesn't mean you don't have it. It doesn't mean that because it's not you that have it, it's your brain, your humanity to have it. Because it doesn't know. It genuinely doesn't know how this is going to work. But that's because it's not its responsibility, right? But when you listen to the person who's not responsible for the outcome, how do you get the outcome when you don't listen to the person who is? The person who isn't says don't, the person who is says do, and you listen to the person who doesn't, who isn't, right? Oh, I don't know. So suffering. What does it say? I can't get a hold of there's money. I can't get a hold of it. That is her word. That's what she's telling herself, right? Unless I pawn. So I can't get any of it unless I do this. So when people say, oh, you can't have a successful business unless you do this. Oh, I can't. You adopt and adapt a whole bunch of people's beliefs and they become your laws. Your beliefs become your laws. You are self-imprisoned by your own stuff, by your own set of beliefs. Your mindset is your correctional facility. It's either your correctional facility or it is your vacation. It is your Garden of Eden. It's one or the other, right? You are always operating within your mindset, within your awareness of being, always. So people try to put mindset on like it's some kind of backpack, or like it's some kind of credit card, or like it's some kind of get out of jail free card, or it's like something you can apply or not apply. No, you're always applying it. That's why, like a couple of you said, you better watch what you think, because thinking is not good or bad. It's just thinking. You call what if you don't think if you think against yourself, you call it bad, but it still that requires the same mechanism to work. What you think and believe to be true comes, even if that's what you call bad news. It still takes the same thing to produce it. So there is no good or bad. That's not actually the truth. What happens out of our ignorance and we don't think properly, we call bad, but it takes the same thing to have a bad outcome as it does a good one. It takes a thought believed all the way through enough, right? What does it say? It says, what did it say? You pawned it already. That is dis-ease. That produces disease. That's the disease. You pawned it already. You pawned it there in your mind. You've already done it in your mind. That is why you have disease, because dis-ease is what creates disease. There is no disease. That's not a real thing. Dis-ease is a real thing, meaning because create dis-ease, this happens in the creative aspect. This is where it starts. Disease is just the expression. This can be changed, but only when and if you change this, right? Every time you say something, I want to be a millionaire, what's the first thing people say? Same thing she said, yes, but. I want to have a successful business, yes, but. I want to have a successful relationship, yes, but. I want my kids to like me, yes, but. I want to have a better this, yes, but. I want to, yes, but. Well, guess what? Then now you're suffering. I can't get a hold of it. You're telling yourself something. Yes, but I can't get a hold of it unless I pawn it. So then you put limitations and conditions. Well, I can't do that much. And if I do, then I got to do this to get it. I can't have a successful business unless I go on TikTok and YouTube and everything else 50 times, 68,400 times a day. Unless I know the right person. Unless somebody else tells me I can do it. But you all claim to believe, most of us claim to believe in this book. What does it say? According to your faith be it unto you. As a mind thinks in his heart, so is it. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a mind believes itself to be, so is it. A mind. Haven't you noticed that singular? According to your faith be it unto you. Don't you notice that singular? You like it, I love it. You. Singular. You shall declare and decree a thing, and it will come to pass. You. Singular. You keep involving everybody. You keep having sleepovers and play dates with your dream and your desire and stuff, and wonder why your house is messed up. Wonder why your TV broke, why the toilet's not flushing. It's like a house party in your mind. And nobody's ever going to claim that they messed your toilet up. Nobody's going to admit it. Nobody's going to admit that they put them thoughts in your mind that stopped you from being what you wanted to be. Nobody's going to admit that. Well, girl, you didn't have to listen to me. I was just telling you what I thought. But you mad that they told you something you didn't want to hear, but you're too stupid enough to keep it to yourself. Stop telling people what they can't handle. Hell, you can barely handle it. Get it in your own mind together first. Get your own self together first. Learn how to control yourself, your mouth and your mind. That'll keep the pressure off of your behind. You put pressure on your vertebrae because your mind is soft. Throwing your own back out, throwing your own business out, throwing your relationships out, you're throwing your stuff out. This is mindset. You have to know who you are and understand how this goes, right? But where is the money coming, right? Where's the money coming from? What do you say? But you have an image. You have an image in your mind that you're holding. You have an image in your mind, a failure that you're holding. You're holding, I got to pawn it. I can't get it. You're holding this image, right? So, what does it say? Change the image, change the idea. You change the gene. The image and the idea is what you're filling your gene with. And it's saying, okay, I have an image and idea of hair, you're for hair. I have an image and idea of skin, you're for skin. The genes are producing or expressing the image that's placed into them. There is no cancer gene. There is no failure gene. There is no loss gene, no lack gene, meaning it's not automatic. It's not inherent. It's not inevitable. It's just this circle. It's just a gene. But what are you putting into it? What is I am putting into it? What is awareness putting into it? What is consciousness putting into it? Well, what was she putting into it? She was putting suffering in here. She was putting I can't in here, can't get a hold of it, I can't get money unless I. So suffering, now that's your eyes. I can't, that's your legs. Pawning, that's your back. You didn't mess your whole thing up. Because the image that you're putting in, you are imbuing, you are putting in, you are injecting into your physical expression, into your body. Your body is a gene. Your business is a gene. You're expressing your awareness into it. So it is expressing on the other side what you have put into it on the front side. The idea of a body is great, but it's just a body. So the body doesn't do anything until the breath of life is breathed into it. Who's breathing the breath? I am. So then whatever I am breathed, that's what the body is, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
What? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Right? Wake up. Focus. Pay attention. Right? Your body is just a thing. I am created that first. But the body did nothing, was nothing, had nothing until I am breathed the breath of life into it. Your business is what you have first. But so it's just a business, just like the body. It's nothing. It's just an idea that you came up with. Now your business is what you breathe into it. It's the breath of life that you give it. She was breathing the breath of life into her gene called suffering, breathing the breath of life called I can't hold money, I can't get it. Breathing unless I pawn it. So she's breathing limitations and conditions. You're breathing limitations and conditions into your life, into your business by your breath. You are breathing in to your gene. You are breathing into your awareness things that it is going to express. It doesn't express that on its own. There is no cancer gene. There is no failure gene. There is no inherent, inevitable outcome except that which you breathe into it. You don't have to fail. You don't have to kill yourself and work hard. You don't have to grind. You don't have to do that. But if you think I have, unless I pawn it, do you know how many things you pawn? Your time, your health, your relationships, your joy, your peace. You're pawning them off. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, I'm a millionaire. Yeah, but your husband hates you. Oh, I'm a millionaire, but your wife won't even talk to you. I being from Southern California and being in some of the industries I was in, I knew a lot of what people call successful people. I have literally walked into a house with someone and they walked past everyone in the house and they didn't speak to anyone and no one spoke to them. And I'm sitting there looking like, what in the absolute God hell is going on here? I mean, they walked by everyone in the house and they didn't say anyone to them and anything to them, and they didn't say anything to each other at all in a 10,000 square foot home. Now, when you see them rolling down the street in their Bentley, when you see them putting their black card out when we go to eat, everybody's like, yeah, bravo, bravo. Everybody's thinking they're doing it. Yeah, go home with them. Go home with them and see then. They go home with them and see then. Nobody spoke to them. And it was 6 people in there. No one spoke to them at all. And he was, quote unquote, the breadwinner. And no one spoke to him. In a 10,000 square foot home, all of his kids going to private school, 30,000, 35,000 a pop. 4 of them. And no one speak to you? So, and you don't speak to anyone? You're pawning. You're exchanging. That's not correct. Right? You're pawning, you're exchanging. But that is because of what you're telling yourself. So the whole point is to fill the gene with your desired outcome and keep it filled. Every time you think of this thing, that's what you say. Every time you think of your business, that's what you say. Every time you think of your health, that's what you say. In your consciousness, in your imagination, you fill the gene. You fill it with your desired outcome. Stop pawning it. Stop selling your good for what you'll accept. I really like this, but I'll take that. Okay. You running a pawn shop in heaven. You didn't went up to heaven and got you a pawn shop. You're not any better for it. You're not a better person. You're not a good person. You're not that's not reality. That's not true. Right? Whatever you desire, what did it say? Whatever you desire, when you pray, believe you have received it and you will. That is singular. It said whatever you desire, not whatever you think you can get, not whatever you think the Lord, no, whatever you desire when you pray. Whatever you desire when you start a business. You start your business from the end, not the beginning. From the end. You shall declare and decree the end. What do you want the end of this thing to be? You're always operating from the end, from what you're believing this to be. That's why she was suffering, because she believed to be that she believed that unless she pawned, it was a wrap. And then what was she doing thinking forward? And then next month, what am I going to do? She's already assuming her end. That's why he said, you have already pawned it. You pawned it already. You've already pawned it there. And what did she say? Yes, but all true. Well, if you know it's true, why are you saying yes, but? If you know it's true, you're on here every week and I'm telling you the truth. We're telling you the truth every week. And you keep yes, but, yeah, but you don't understand. I don't need to understand. I don't want to understand. For what? You don't mean to be, but you're lying. You're speaking ignorantly. You're lacking knowledge. What am I going to sit there and entertain it for? No, it is whatever you say it is. You are speaking into the gene of your body, of your business, of your health, of your money. You're speaking into that, of your relationships. You're speaking into that. And just because you don't know what you're doing, that's a you problem. I'm not going to entertain it like we don't know what we're doing. You don't know what you're doing, so we aren't listening. I'm not listening to that. So you can either listen to what you're told and get it fixed, and now you can come back with a smile in a couple of days and be like, man, everybody wanted to give me some money. Well, what happened? I thought you couldn't get it. 2 days ago, you were saying you couldn't get it. So the whole thing is we're always 100%. We fool ourselves thinking we're always 100%. You either 100% are or 100% not. You always believe in something completely. Just what is it? What is it? What is it you're believing? You can see right here, it was not a change of the world. The world didn't change. She didn't have to move cities. She didn't meet new people. She didn't do anything physically but change her mind. She got rid of the dis in consciousness and they got rid of the dis in physical expression. So she was no longer broke because she got rid of the dis in her mind. If you don't get rid of the dis in your mind, you will not get rid of the dis on your behind. You will not. And your behind is every physical thing. Your literal behind, your business, your relationships, your money, all the physical things of this world that you are touching, tasting, feeling in your sensory realm. You will not get rid of it no matter how hard you work, no matter how long you work, no matter what type of good person you think you are. You will not, because it's being created in the mental world, in your I amness, in your consciousness. That's where it's being created. And so what you're telling yourself, you're suffering in mind, therefore you can suffer in physical world. You keep telling yourself these things. That's why they keep happening. And then somebody like me, a whole bunch of people like me are telling you, you've already lost the game. You've already pawned it. Just because it's still on your hand, it's a wrap. I already know. That's why I told you a week or two ago, when you're telling me about your business, and that, I'm not listening to that. I'm looking at you. I'm listening to you. Because all this over here is nothing. The disease is nothing. It's nothing but the physical expression of the disease. So I'm trying to figure out, where are you diseased here? Because once we eliminate that, this gotta go. The body cannot live without the breath of life. This is the breath of life. Ease. That's the breath. The creative aspect, I am, is the breath of life. So when you say, I am suffering, I am can't get a hold of it, I am can't unless I pawn, well, who's going to stop that from happening? You're constantly creating. Will you go to slide 2, please? Thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. Who wants to read? Speak up and let's get it moving.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. This is like a riddle, huh? Mm-hmm. In him was life, and the life was the light of.
No, that's it. Verse 3. Just to verse 3.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, who else can read? No, okay, Leanne, perfect. Go back up. Leanne, go all the way up. Leanne, first three sentences, first three verses.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Okay, who else can read? Karen, first three.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
So all things were made by him. Who is him? In this three sentences, who is him?
I am
Who is
God.
God.
who is him?
The word.
The Word.
The Word.
The Word.
Mhm.
That's the title of today's class. The Word. Your word. Your word. When you're running your big mouth, what are you saying? What do you accept? Are you saying I'm suffering? I can't get it. I gotta fail. I gotta fail quick. In the beginning of everything, in the beginning of the business you created, in the beginning of the body you create, in the beginning of the money you create, in the beginning of your relationship, in the beginning is the Word. And I don't mean word just as in vocabulary or as in what you're saying, but because the word meaning your awareness. Yeah, but like because your word is nothing but the expression of your awareness. In the beginning is your word. Your word is God. Your word is your awareness. Your word is with everything, anything. All things are made by your word. Without the word, nothing is made that was made. Nothing. Without this, without you, without your awareness, without your word, there's nothing that you make in your physical world without your word. In the beginning was the word. The word is in the beginning. Your word is in the beginning. So the outcome of your business is established and settled when? When?
In the beginning.
In the beginning. In the beginning. And if you don't like what you have, guess what you got to do? Go back to the beginning in your mind, reestablish, reframe, remodel a new word. Start telling yourself something different. I don't mean just words. I mean your word is the expression of I am, of your awareness, of what you're conscious of being, what you're saying this business is going to be. That is established in the beginning. The word is in the beginning. It's not in the middle. It's not in the end. I mean, it's everywhere, but it's in the beginning. The word is in the beginning. It's not after. It's not like, oh, I'm going to try hard in my business. And then, oh, my business is a big success. No, it is, I'm going to try hard in my business because that's what you're saying in the beginning. In the beginning was the word. In the beginning is your word. Your word is God. Your word is God. Your word is I am. I am what? What? What are you? What? I am what? That is your word. In the beginning was the word. Not your feelings, not your friends, not who you know, not society, not COVID, not the economy, not TikTok, not Instagram, not your no. In the beginning was the word. And the word, what does it say? Without the word, there's nothing that was created that was created. There's nothing without it. So what do you think TikTok is going to do for you? Instagram is going to do for you. The gram. What do you think that's going to do for you? When the word created that. You are giving your power away to things you made. And the things you made are only designed to be expressions of you. They are not greater than you, and they are not before you. You are only using them as you know yourself to be. Ask Sarita. The mailman looks a whole lot different now than he did 3 years ago. But it's the same mailman, the same concept. But she has a different concept of herself. The mailman didn't need to change. She changed. And sometimes when you change, the mailman changes. Sometimes when you change, the mailman just changes what they bring. But there's going to be, if they're going to represent and reflect change, whatever's necessary for your change. You might get a whole new one like, man, where's Craig at? Oh, Craig got moved out because Craig wasn't bringing me my checks. So Craig got to go. Now Sarah's showing up, bringing me all my bread. Or sometimes Craig comes back and be like, hey, man, I got a check for you. Oh, that's pretty cool. And Craig changed because he reflected your change. The disease will stop when the dis-ease is dealt with. Your world will change when your word changes because your word is what's creating the world. Your word is God. Your word is the ultimate alpha, omega, beginning, end, first, last, author, finisher of your experience and expression. It is what you say it is. You like it, I love it. According to your faith, be it unto you. That's the BC version. You like it, I love it. It's the 2025, 2026, 2027 version. So that's what it is. Without the word, without your word, without you, you get nothing. There is nothing without you, without your word. So we're not just talking about vocabulary, but we're talking about the intention that causes your vocabulary. Why did you say that? Why did you say I couldn't have enough? Why did you say you had to pawn your stuff, pawn your time, pawn your ring, pawn your relationships, pawn your health? Why do you think you have to? Why your word, you're just expressing what you are aware of being, what you believe to be true. You look at this, you look at your awareness of being, you can predict your future. Why? You're creating it, right? It's like if somebody works in the lottery office and they know the lottery numbers and nobody else does, they can look like they predict their future, right? Because they know something somebody else doesn't. Well, that's the same thing. If you pay attention to what you say, if you literally recorded what you said all day, just walked around and put a tape recorder in your pocket as long as you could and just push play and you played it back, you would be horrified. And thank God you don't say everything you think. Then you feel like a criminal. But all that stuff is being done to who? Who's hearing every bit of it? Who's saying every bit of it? Who has to have it before they say it? And then who has to hear it? That's you. You are punishing yourself with your own word. You're failing fast because of your own word. You're taking 2 to 5 years to make money because of your own word. You're doing this to yourself, but you'll blame it on the economy. You'll blame it on market saturation. You'll blame it on, I don't know the right people. You'll blame it on, well, the gram isn't getting me enough likes or whatever you call it. I don't know. I didn't be on there. I don't know. Right? You'll blame it on a whole bunch. But how? That's like blaming your body for being sick. Your body does nothing but what the breath of life that breathes into it allows it to do. Your body didn't make itself and it didn't wake itself up, let's say. Nothing happened to the breath of life till life breathed into that. Your body, your business doesn't fail. You fail. Your business doesn't fail. You fail. Your body doesn't fail. Your kidney didn't fail. You failed. You failed your kidney. Your kidney did not fail you. You failed your business. Your business did not fail you. You're taking a long time. Your business is not taking a long time. Your body's not out of shape. Your mind is out of shape. Your body's not ugly. You're not ugly. Your mind is ugly. The thoughts you're entertaining are ugly. What is it supposed to produce? If you call it junk food, what do you think it's going to do? Yeah, and you wonder why you have a hard time with it. I really shouldn't be eating this. Oh, this is just, well, what you think is going to, then you look in the mirror and be sad the next day. What do you think is going to happen? This is what you're doing. Right? Okay, Vanessa, please, slide 3, page 117. Hands up if you can read. Last paragraph perfectly, as long as man. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, hands up if you can read, so I can see the hands, or so that Vanessa can see the hands and she can call on you guys. Come on, let's go, let's go. All right, Dr. Velvet, thank you.
As long as man looks outside himself for all the causes of his fortune or misfortune, he does not find this law of thought and feeling by which he may be prospered.
Prosper.
Prospered. In man's attitude toward this rich mentality, which is in turn his divine mind, lies the explanation of many an unusual experience in his life.
Okay, hold on one second. Go back up again, please. Right there. All right. As long as man looks outside of himself, what does that mean?
As long as we look to the outside world,
Who is we?
all the I ams.
So what does man represent?
Human.
Minds.
Self.
What?
Minds.
Mind. Mind. I am. Yeah, yourself. The self of you, not your physical body. That's why I stopped and said, man, it's not your physical body. As long as your awareness looks outside of itself, as long as she kept looking outside of herself, she was broke in the last story. She couldn't get it. She had to pawn things because she kept looking for the outside world that she created to do something for her when you have to do something for it. You're waiting on it to do something for you. It's waiting on you to do something for it. As long as you keep looking outside of yourself, thinking that you're not the answer, that is the cause of your misfortune. When you look at yourself, that's the cause of your fortune. If you keep looking outside, you don't find the law. You don't find the law and the feeling by which you may be prospered. The law and the feeling by which you may be prospered is I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am is being prosperous. I am is aware of being prosperous. I am prosperous. I'm aware of being. As long as you keep looking outside yourself and putting I am to the side, there's nothing else that can do that for you. Now you're not I am, you're we are, they are, or I am not. Does that make sense? What?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Go, right? Okay, Dr. Velvet, start over for me, please. As long as man.
As long as man looks outside himself for all the causes of his fortune or misfortune, he does not find this law of thought and feeling by which he may be prospered. In man's attitude towards this rich mentality, which is in truth his divine mind, lies the explanation of many an unusual experience in his life.
Perfect. Okay.
Certain
No, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to ask you. If you look at this paragraph, your divine mind, which is your true mind, your divine mind is, what does it say in that paragraph? Your divine mind is what?
truth.
Is truth, correct? And so the truth in this example, and the truth of your divine mind is that it is what? The truth of your divine mind is that it is, what does it say in the paragraph?
Lot, Lies the house.
Nope.
The,
Nope.
okay.
Rich mentality?
Nope. No, wait, say it again.
Rich mentality?
Is rich. Because the mind is a mentality. It's a mentality. Your divine mind, which you said is the truth. So then if your divine mind is the truth, and it says what? the rich mentality, which is in truth the divine mind. That means your true nature is to be rich. That's the truth. Now, rich to you may be different than it is to me because we want different things in life. But it's to be rich. It means it's to have more than enough. It's to be able to satisfy every desire you have. Desire, want, need, responsibility, whatever it is. That is the truth. That's why when the lady was operating in a lie, she was what? She was what?
He was
Miserable.
anxious
Failing.
and uptight.
What did it say?
Suffering.
Suffering. Who caused that suffering?
She did on herself.
No, Trump did. Harris did. The economy did. COVID did. My job laid me off did. My boss did. That is the cause of all your suffering, is looking outside of yourself. When your divine mind, when you look in, seek first. When you look in, you'll find the truth. And what does it say? I am is what? The truth. Your awareness is the truth. And the truth of your awareness, one of the aspects is you're rich now, today, here. That's the truth. That is the life you should be experiencing. Whatever rich means to you. That is a personal thing. Right? Perfect. All right. Dr. Velvet, one more paragraph, the next one.
Okay. Certain habitual thoughts and feelings towards God and a spiritual life have made a man's fields yield more richly than his neighbor's, although in every other respect the soil and the seed were the same. Crops have been delivered from pests and also protected so that a blight or frost or other enemy could not harm them. Illustrating this, a story was told the writer by a student about his father, who had a remarkable proof that a praying man comes under divine protection even in his fields.
Perfect. All right. Sarita.
Miss
Miss
Karen was
Karen
next.
was up next.
Oh, okay. This gentleman said that his father, Mr. N, was a successful farmer in England who, in raising potatoes, had united with a number of his neighbors in leasing a long strip of land, dividing it so that every farmer had two long rows of potato hills. They bought seed together, plowed, and sowed at the same time. Mr. N had a most practical idea of the presence and power of God in a man's affairs. And so while planting his seed, he invoked the blessing of the Almighty upon it, for he believed that all his prosperity came through remembering God in all his ways.
Okay. Next.
When the time came to gather the potatoes, the farmers found that a potato disease called dry rot, which appeared that year for the first time in England, had attacked every tuber, making almost a total loss to each farmer but Mr. N, for which he turned over the soil in the two long rows of hillocks. Not one potato in the whole of his tract had been touched.
Perfect.
This made a very deep impression upon all the country round, especially as Mr. N ascribed his protection to the goodness of God in answering his direct and believing prayers for the yield of his field. All that one, all that one puts his hands to comes into this divine aura. And if a man consciously or unconsciously cooperates with it and fulfills its law, that will take place. That is written. Psalms 123. Whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Perfect. All right. What did we get from that story?
Oof. That even though everyone was failing around, like all of the other croppers got that so-called dry rot, that one man believed in God and believed that whatever that his crop was going to succeed, and it did.
When did he do that?
In the beginning.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God.
And the
So
word was with God. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mr. N's word. So you're not waiting on God somewhere else. You're not waiting on God in the sky. You're not waiting on God to come back. You're not. God is talking now. God is present now, here, right now, in you, as you. Right now. You got the proof, right? We got the right here, right now. Now, and I say this to say because when I work with business people, they get things confused. They get the biggest thing business people get confused is the order of operations. They think their business is going to make them something. They think it's going to make them money, or they think it's going to make them successful, or it's going to make them this. It can't make you anything that you aren't because you have to make it. It can't make you. You love your children, but how much are you going to rely on them to pay the rent and drop you off at work and pay taxes? And you're right, you're putting everything into them, but they still can't do certain things for you. They're not designed to do that, right? So at the beginning, he said, I am going to do this. Now, this is what I mean. In business, they'll tell you you have to you need to collaborate, right? Well, didn't everybody in the town collaborate? Didn't they all come together? And what did that do? Is that a guarantee of success? Did that guarantee it? They all put their money in, grinding. They literally were grinding because they had to dig. They had to dig. So they're literally grinding. They putting their back and their butt into it. They putting everything they got into it, to that show, right? Digging that stuff. They did that. They went out and worked. They took action steps. They took out money. They did everything in the physical world that people will tell you to do. Is that correct? Hello? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens when the frost comes? What happens when the potato dry rot comes and it never happened before? Can you call your mentor then? You gonna call him? You gonna call your business coach then? Who are you gonna call? No, I'm away. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Shit, as good as your mentor at that. As good as your business coach at that point. It's as good as that's why I tell you, listen to what I'm saying. Because I always tell you, I don't care what you want. I just want you to have it. I don't have an angle that I want you to be this, or I want you to be that, or I want you to be me. No, I don't have an angle. I am telling you how to get something and not to rely on anything or anyone outside of yourself because that's not the truth. That's not what they're designed for. They're expressions of you. They're not God or your God. Everyone is their own God. Everyone is their own awareness, and whatever they think that is the experience and the relationship they're having because we're all one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one God in all, above all, and through all. It doesn't mean we're always acting like it, but that's who we all are. So we're not more or less than any one of us, right? I don't need Dennis to be me. Dennis doesn't need me to be him, but I need Dennis to teach, and Dennis needs me to teach as a student, and I the teacher. But we don't always play the same role all the time. We get off the phone and now we're talking as friends. We're constantly reimagining who we are to each other. But we're both expressions of who we want to be in that moment. I need this person to express what I want to express. But I'm talking to them, I'm not praying to him. We talk to each other, we're not praying to each other. Those are different things. So when you're talking to your business coach, when you're talking to your mentor, always remember you're talking, you're not praying. They don't know there's a drought coming either. They never heard about dry rot either. So that is not going to stop you or save you. You have to imbue, you have to inject success into your business, into your body, into your health, you have to do that. You keep looking outside of yourself thinking that somebody else is going to do that for you or that they can. That's not the way it's designed to work. They don't know there's a drywall company. They don't know anything about COVID either. They didn't know anything about it. So it's not their fault. They didn't lie to you. They're not a bad person. You didn't waste your money or your time going there. You just have to understand what you can get and what you can't, what you're there for and what you're not. And we keep confusing who we're talking to. And we end up praying to people more than we realize we are. We end up believing in them more than we believe in ourselves. And they don't know more about dry rot or something that's never happened or something that COVID was coming. They didn't know either. Right? What does it say? Right? Our habitual thoughts toward God. What are your habitual thoughts toward God? What does that mean? What are
What's your habit of thoughts?
Say it again.
Your habit of thoughts. Like what do you do over and over again? Like what's the track that you're running in your mind?
Okay.
No
That's
more.
habitual thoughts. What are habitual thoughts toward God?
Prayer.
What are habitual thoughts toward God? So stop. See that? None of us do that enough. None of us sit there and really have to think it out. We go with the first answer and everybody claps and cheers and we move on. It's like trying to swim on top of the water and never getting under it. You're missing half of the experience. That quiet that you get, spend more time in that. Ask yourself, who do I really think I am? How do I think my business is really supposed to go for real? And actually sit there for a minute and be quiet. You realize you don't have the same answer when you really get under that water as you do on the top, as the one you give to everybody. A habitual thought toward God are half of what you said. The thoughts that you keep telling yourself about this, but that toward your awareness of being. Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am habitually? I keep telling myself I'm something every day and every area of my life. That is my habitual thought toward God. I am. It's my habitual thought. I keep thinking I am this in my life or in certain areas of my life. That is my habitual thoughts toward God. Those are the ones that either prosper you or fail you, stop you, hurt you, whatever you want to call it. The habitual thoughts that you have toward I am, the habitual thoughts you have toward yourself. What was his habitual thought? That God prospers everything that I do. That was a habitual thought. That your habitual thoughts toward God are, another word for that is called what? Your habitual thoughts toward God is called what? Yeah. Yeah. Your habitual thoughts toward God are what? You use words every day. You don't know what they mean. You don't know how to apply them. Your habitual thought toward God is called what? Nope. Nope.
Meditation.
Nope. You use this word all the time. Everybody uses it.
Belief?
Nope.
Manifest.
Nope.
Faith.
Nope.
That's my
I
only
am.
two.
Prayer.
Mindset.
That's crazy.
Look, you use words all the time. You don't know what
Okay.
they mean. It's your mind, your habitual thoughts. Whose mind is it? Yours. And it's a set of thoughts that you keep thinking habitually. When you have a tool set, right? It's the same thing as a mindset. Your habitual thoughts towards yourself is your mindset. So people say, oh, you got to use mindset. Well, what is your mindset? Mindset. And people just use it. It's just like, man, be quiet. Just stop. Make my head hurt. You don't know what you're talking about. Your habitual thoughts towards yourself is your mindset. What you keep telling yourself you are, consciously and unconsciously, especially habitually, is unconscious. You don't need to think about it. That's why you don't realize half the stuff you think. That's why you can't make sense of your physical world. It's hard to tie them together because you don't realize how many things you're thinking unconsciously, habitually, that you thought so long you don't have to consciously think it anymore. But you still do, just like your name. I can say Marcus. He doesn't have to hear his name for a week. As soon as I say Marcus, he's like, that's me. You just know yourself to be something. It doesn't matter because you've said it enough where now you don't need to hear it all the time to know it or to believe that's you. But you haven't thought about that in every area of your life, not just your name, your name, your money. What's the difference between your name and your money? What is that? What's the difference?
The difference between your name and your money?
What's the difference?
There isn't any.
There isn't any.
Yeah.
So when I say my brother Marcus, when I say, hey Mark, what's up? He may not have heard his name all week. But as soon as I say Marcus, what does he do? Huh? Well, you have that's his name. He knows himself to be that. Well, your name and your money are the same thing. When you think of money, huh? You have a concept of yourself in that area. Huh? Broke. Huh? You'll answer. Rich. Somebody else will answer. But you know what it is. When you get that bill, you know your name. You know your money. Your name is on there and your money's on there. And you are very aware of both. My name is this and how much I got. Can I afford it? Your name and your money are the same. Your name is a reflection of you. Your money is a reflection of you, of who you're being, of who you know yourself to be. And how do you know your name is Marcus? Well, because you've heard it your whole life. You've heard it long enough where now you just know it to be so. Faith comes by hearing. It didn't say by telling the truth. It comes by whatever you hear. Enough. That's why what you're listening to, who you're listening to, and all that stuff matters. Just because you listen to gospel every week is not going to save you from being poor. Not if you listen to a whole bunch of other stuff that you believe even more. You just singing, yes, I'm a believer. And then you get the bill and you believe something else. You'd be like, my God, Jesus Christ, I guess I'm going to have to pawn my ring. You went from doing the running man and everything else to pawning your ring. Hey, I'll be laughing, but you can't make it up. This is what we do, right? This is Saturday. I want us to remember this on what? On what?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. When none of us are around each other. When we're not all here to pump each other up. When it's on you and it's up to you. Right? Right? They, like Sarita said, they all put their seed in the soil is all at the same time. You did what everybody told you to do. You did what they told you to do. You followed directions. You were obedient. You sowed, you put your business, you did this, you did all of it. You collaborated too. You did the whole thing. You get to call your mentor and be like, man, I did it. And I collaborated. And because I know it's not just what you know, it's who you know. So I found a whole lot of people to know. And then we all put our money in together. And then guess what? Everybody's stuff was messed up except for the praying man. Everybody's stuff was lost except for the praying man. The praying man, not one of their potatoes was touched. Everyone who doesn't pray, everyone who doesn't know who they are going to suffer. Whether it's in your mind, so you're pawning your rings, or whether it's in your land, so you lose all your potatoes. You are going to lose all of your possessions. The praying man, the praying mind, the mind that doesn't have the habitual thoughts toward God as I am all there is, I am all that is, there is no other, there is no greater, I am the best, I'm number one, everything I set my hand to prospers. That mind, that man, that mind will have not one hair on the head touched, not one potato lost, not one client lost. You won't have anything lost. But that praying mind starts in the beginning. So you can either start in the beginning, or you can run your mouth and run your business and have to go back to the beginning when it doesn't work. But either way it goes, you're going to start in the beginning. You're going to do this homework and you're going to do it right. So either you can do it right and go outside and play, or you can rush, go outside and play, and have to be called back in the house to do it. But you're going to do the homework and you're going to do it right. You might as well do it right from the beginning. This is what they don't tell you about your body. This is what they don't tell you about business. This is what they don't tell you about health. This is what they don't tell you about money. They make it all about these physical things, not telling you that these are just expressions of the praying mind, of the divine mind. Because the truth of the divine mind is that you're rich. So if that's the truth, all you have to do is obey it. You don't even have to create it. All you have to do is obey it. What does it say? He that's willing and obedient will eat the good of the land. Obedience is better than sacrificing. God never told you to grind anything, but humanity will tell you to do it. And which one are you going to listen to? Well, whichever one you listen to, that's the one you're praying to. And whoever you're praying to, that's who you got to go back to. So now when the frost that ate up of your stuff, I hope your mentor will reimburse you for all the stuff that you put in. I hope they're that good of a person. Right? What? They bought, plowed, sowed together, all at the same time. So then they should all get the same outcome. So why didn't they? So what actually separates you from another person? What is that?
Your thoughts.
Essentially, your mind. Yes. Your collection of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Your habitual thoughts toward God. That's what separates you from someone else. Your habitual thoughts towards yourself. So even though it's the same time, same soil, same seed, all together, you never lose your individuality. You never lose your individuality, even though you're in a world amongst 8 billion people. You never lose your individuality. There is no such thing as market saturation, really. Market saturation is just a whole bunch of people doing the same thing the same way. And you're so mid and mediocre, you do things the same way that people can't even distinguish or need to differentiate you from anyone else. There's a whole lot of people playing basketball that don't make a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, John Moran. Everybody separates. They bring out the single when the single rises above all others. There's no such thing as market saturation. Everybody ain't good at things. Yeah, you know what is market saturation? Mediocrity. That's market saturation. Most people are mid. Most people are like 73 degrees. You don't even really, it's just like, it's not cold enough to really mention, but it ain't hot enough to really turn up. You just kind of okay. It's mind saturation. Most people do things the same way because most people think the same way because most people are taught the same way. So they have the same beliefs. So they act the same way. They express themselves the same way. Most people aren't good at anything. Not in potential, we all have the same. But in performance, that's a choice. And most people don't choose to perform at a level that separates them from anyone else. That's why they're scared of what everybody else is doing around them. Why should I pick you like everybody else? If I don't pick you, I can just go to so-and-so. Like I said yesterday on the call, do you know that at one time in the NBA, 66% of all NBA fans were Chicago Bulls fans? At one time during his prime, 66% of all NBA fans were Chicago Bulls fans. That means 2 out of every 3 people at one point in life were Chicago Bulls fans. And most people haven't even been to Chicago. 2 out of every 3. You think Michael Jordan thought there was market saturation? Like there's a whole bunch of people like me? You think Kobe thinks that? You think Jeff Bezos thinks that? You think Oprah thinks that? No, they're not worried about how many other. Oprah's on, Phil Donahue was on back in the day. Remember that? Maury Povich, all of that didn't stop Oprah from being Oprah. Like I said on the call, when I moved to Chicago, I was like, man, I wonder where the Oprah studios are. And somebody gave me a general direction. So I went over that way. I didn't know where it was until I saw a line that was like that. The only line that could be longer was probably if there was a line to get into heaven. That's the only line that probably could have been longer on this planet. That line, I didn't know where Oprah Studios was until I saw a line that said, this has got to be it. That line was blocks long. And when I say blocks, I don't mean 1 or 2. And I'm not saying blocks like it was, no, I'm talking blocks long. Blocks, plural. I mean the whole block, plural. She was the only one with a TV show? But you know, but I'm not like you. They not like us. They not like me. They not. They're not. Right? Where did this prosperity come from? Where did it say? Vanessa, will you pull it back up, please? The last part. Go back. I think if you go up, yeah, let's see. Yeah, a little bit up, right at the end of the last paragraph. So what does it say? For he believes that all his prosperity came through remembering God in all his ways. All of your prosperity comes from remembering I am in all my ways, from remembering who you are in all your ways. Your prosperity comes from remembering who you are, that you are the divine mind. And the truth of that is that you are rich. The truth is that you are prosperous and in good health, even as your soul prospers. The truth is that everything you set your hand to prospers. The truth is that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, no harm shall come nigh your dwelling. The truth is you turn water into wine and you walk on it. The truth is that if you are for you, who could be against you? That's the truth. Remembering who you are in all your ways is where your prosperity comes from. That's how you express it. It already exists, but that's how you turn it on. Is remember who you are. Not remember who they are, who it is, who that is, who is, who she is. No, it's who you are. Last thing I'm going to show you. I'll show you. Will you go to the slide 5, the one that you probably reformatted, whether you did or didn't, but that slide, please.
Just the same things acting up. Hold on.
Okay, no worries. If you can't get it, I'll do another one. Don't worry. Just let me know.
It's my computer.
Okay, no worries.
Hold on. Here we go.
I'll show you something else real quick. I'm gonna do this one instead. So perfect.
Un momento.
Now I'm gonna read it because I want to leave enough time for I'm gonna leave enough time for questions, as many as we can get in a couple minutes. But I want to show you something. All right. So many books and treatises have been written on the subject of success and the methods to be used in obtaining it. So we're talking about success. These works have been the honest statements of their authors who have used and found them successful. The student, in attempting to apply them, so this first part that I'm reading right here is Saturday. Saturday. On Saturday, many books and treatises have been written on the subject of success and the methods to be used in attaining it. What we're talking about today. These works have been the honest statements of their authors who have used them and found them successful. So we're all getting it. We all understand. We all good. Then, so now the student attempting to apply them. So now it's Tuesday. So the first part is Saturday. Now we're on Tuesday. The student, the people in the class here, and attempting to apply what we did on Saturday has usually been successful for a couple days, for a while. But the day invariably came when he or she found that something was lacking. And the same methods which formerly brought success failed them in their need. Right? Okay, next slide, please. In the business world, it has always been considered that the salesman who could sell a customer something he did not want was the best salesman. Minds, we are programmed, men are taught business psychology, which consists in controlling the other fellow's mind through the power of mental suggestion and making him do what the salesman wants. The world has not realized that the law of force was the controlling factor in these methods, and that we can only retain a thing under the same law by which it's obtained. So what are they saying? In the business world, it's considered that it is how skilled are you in being able to convince somebody to buy something they don't want, or maybe they do want it, but they don't want, they don't need, they don't like, or maybe they do, but your job is to convince them that they do. Your job is to make sure that they do. And by doing that, they're telling you your job basically is to control or convince someone else's mind. So they immediately have you going after someone else. They're not talking to you about who you are. They're talking to you about trying to control someone else, not yourself, someone else, their mind, their choices, their preferences. They tell you that's how it is. In business psychology, they'll tell you that. So Now you're on a constant search. You're constantly trying to control people, convince people, cajole people. You're trying to always, it's always about them, right? And they're telling you, so in this book, it's saying to be successful in anything, one must be able to retain as well as obtain it. They must also be able to obtain it when they want it, where they want it, and be able to retain it as long as they want it. It is obvious then that when we obtain anything under the law of force, so the same way you get something is the same way you got to keep it. So if you want to get something, obtain it, have it when you want, you're going to have to do the same thing to keep it that you did to get it. So the law of force. So when you're out here trying to trick people or convince people, you're trying to sell people, you're after people to try to change their mind, convince their mind, that's the law of force. We must be prepared to exert our force all the time. You got to keep doing it. You got to stay on TikTok. You got to stay on Instagram. You got to stay calling. You got to follow up and then follow up. Follow up that follow up. Then you should send them some flowers. Then you should send them a card. Then you should drive by and just see if they make eye contact. You're gonna have to keep what you got the same way. So when you exert a law of force, you must be prepared to exert that force all the time to a greater degree than anyone else can. So you got to grind. So if Leanne works 12 hours a day, if I want her clients, then I not only got to convince them, but then I got to work 14 hours a day because I got to work greater than her in order to be attain what I want, when I want, and where I want it, and to retain it as long as I want it. I'm constantly having to go out. Okay, next page, please. Few men or women, few minds, that is, few in comparison with the entire population of the world, are able to maintain this law of force against all. Few people can keep this up. There's only so few people on the planet that can keep up this grind, that can keep grinding for eternity, infinity. That you're able to maintain this law of force against all comers for any great length of time. And so we have failure after failure. Or some are able to maintain it only for a few months, others for several years, while those who are able to maintain it for a lifetime against all comers usually do so through making a sort of truce or combination trust with the others of their kind. So-called honor amongst thieves. Well, look, man, since you're going to rob the people and I'm going to rob the people, why don't we just rob them together so we can just split the profit? That's essentially what that's saying. In this book, it is taught the true law of success, which is the law of harmonious attraction. Under this law, things come to us because they want to come and not because we make them come. They remain with us because they want to do so. Instead of working to control the other fellow, we learn to control ourselves. And by doing that, we become so strong, so powerful, and so harmonious in our attractive power that the things we want will want us so much that they cannot remain away. The salesman who uses this law that he is led to, the salesman that uses this law, he is led to those who want to buy his goods instead of those whom he has to force into buying. There are two different laws. There's a law of force and there's the law of harmonious attraction. There's the law of I am not, so I'm trying to always be. That's the law of force. And there's the law of harmonious attraction. Because I am, everything like me is looking for me. Everything like me is, when you put on perfume, that's harmonious attraction. Cologne, that's harmonious attraction. When you put on a nice outfit, that's harmonious attraction. You are being something that attracts things that look like that are into that thing. When you're out there running around trying to call 1,000 people, trying to do this and do that, you are the law of force. You're trying to force something to happen. You're going to make it happen. You're going to grind until it happens. And you're going to be, let's just say, you're going to be a millionaire that walks in and no one speaks to you. You are going to pawn your health, your money, your relationships, your peace, your joy. You're going to pawn something. You're going to have to give up something to get it. Here, you don't have to give up anything. The thing you want wants you. Because of who you're being. You are success. That is your divine mind. Your divine mind, as Dr. Velvet said, your divine mind is the truth. And the truth is you are rich. If you are rich, do you live like it? And I don't mean in things you buy or in the size of your house. In your mind, do you live like you're rich? When you go to the store and you're buying something, do you be like, man, thank God I'm rich? When you get a bill, man, thank God I'm rich. Thank God I'm out here caking. Thank God I'm out here creaming. I'm out here doing it. That is rich. Rich is not the car you drive or the house you live in or your neighborhood. The more money I have, the less I care about certain things. I will go into Walmart and buy a pair of Shacks in a minute and be walking around with them wiped off clean, feeling like, boy, I think they some J's. But I got money for J's. I know who I am. I don't need to buy that to make me feel like I know I have it. When I look at my account, I got it. So me buying Shacks doesn't take anything away from me because I know I got the money. But I'm like, what do I need to buy these? I got some Shacks on. I'm straight and I'm only walking. I ain't doing no. So I don't need, these are $19.99. I'm straight. I'm up in Walmart board like I'm the king of Zamunda. Like I am king. And I'll be like, hey, you get you some liquor, so you go ahead and treat yourself. Right? I'm thinking out there, I'm doing it. Right? Because I am who I am. Right? And that is the divine mind, is knowing who you are. It's not the car you drive. It's not the house you live in. It's not how big your chain is. No, it's knowing like I am that. I'm that. I'm that so much that I can buy whatever I want because I'm it. I'm the thing. I got the jewelry in me. Right? Like Kendrick said, I got the jewelry in me, not on me. I'll shine from the inside. I don't need, but if I want it, I can, but I don't need it to be, I am me. When you really are you. The law of force means you have to literally, how you got it is how you got to keep it. So if you on the gram 700 hours, then don't think there's a retirement plan. If you think you got to be this, and however you get it is how you got to keep it. Because then people say, what? You changed. Oh, you fell off. Oh, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. But that's because you are not trying to work your way into being. You're trying to work your way into convincing yourself that you are, instead of just realizing, remembering who you are. You're a divine mind. That's the truth of you. What does it say? God prospers me in all my ways. Yeah, I dug this ditch like everybody else, but from the beginning, I know my prosperity comes from remembering who I am in all my ways. That's how it comes. Your prosperity comes from remembering who you are in all your ways. Your prosperity, as Karen likes to say, in all of its ways. The prosperity of your health, the prosperity of your skin, the prosperity of your relationships, the prosperity of your children, the prosperity of your business, the prosperity of your body, the prosperity of your closet, of your cabinet, the prosperity, the expression of yourself in all its ways, in all your ways. That's the law of harmonious attraction. It just means, and which is all they're always operating. It just means that you are physically experiencing what you are being. What does it say? If I be lifted up, what's the end of that sentence? If I be lifted up, what does it say?
I'll
I'll
draw
draw
all men
all men
unto me.
unto me.
Men unto me.
So what are you lifting up? What does it say? No man comes to me
Unless I call him.
unless my Father in me calls him. If I be lifted up, if my Father in me calls him, I draw all men. All things are added unto me, that I am being. If I be lifted up, I draw all men. You draw all physical circumstances according to the dominant thoughts that you have, to the habitual thoughts that you have toward God. God is drawing all physical things according to its habitual thought. I ain't gonna make it. I'm not gonna make payroll. I don't know if I'm gonna make it this month. Oh God, I don't know if I got it. Oh God, it's coming. Oh God, that's your habitual thought. That's the way you're used to dealing with God. That's the way you're used to dealing with your awareness. And your awareness is drawing all things. That's why I said, if you don't change, you're gonna have to pawn your ring. And then after that, what you're gonna do? All you're gonna keep doing is getting more lack, because that is what is being drawn into you, because that's your habitual thought toward God, your habitual thought toward yourself, toward I am. You can't get away from it. You can't run from that. You can't avoid a frost you don't know exists. Dry rot that that's never even existed before. How are you going to game plan for that? Is that in your business plan? Is that in your vision statement? Is that in your marketing? Did you put that into the budget? Something that you didn't know exists, that never existed in humanity before? Right? Only your awareness knows. So when you say, man, my prosperity comes from remembering who I am in all my ways. And if I remember who I am, I remember I'm rich. So if I'm already rich, I ain't trying to be rich. I ain't got to get rich. I am rich. So then how do I express that? By reminding myself, by remembering that every time I think about money, I am rich. That is the truth. That's the truth, whether you live it or not, whether you want to experience or not. When you tell a 5-year-old 2 + 2 is 4, or a 3-year-old, they don't know what that means. They're just like, yeah, whatever. But it's the truth. But you tell them the truth because one day they will walk into it. And you want them to know the truth as soon as you can, as soon as they can handle it. Right? You start introducing it to them. I am rich. That's the truth of every one of us on this call. That is the truth. You experiencing it or not doesn't make it the truth or not. But it's 2 plus 2 is 4, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, whether your 2-year-old knows it, doesn't matter. It's still the truth. So you are rich, but you're rich in every way. You are prosperous and in good health, even as your soul prospers. That's rich. Everything you set your hand to prospers. You have the victory in all things. That's the truth. If you be for you, who can be against you? There is no other. I am God and there is no other. Your awareness is the sole supreme authority and there is no other sole supreme authority. So if you're for you, who could be against you? Only you, the one that said you got to pawn your rings. Only you, the one that said I ain't got it. Only you're the one that says, well, I got it. Okay, well then, if you be for you, who could be against you? You for pawning your ring. You for pawning your. Who gonna be against you? Who gonna stop it? Right? This is for you. Right? I am. Today is the law of your word. Your word. Who are you telling yourself you are? What are you telling yourself you are? How are you telling yourself things go? Whatever you declare and decree and decide from the throne is what it is. Whatever you say it is, whatever you declare and decree shall come to pass. Death and life are in the fruit of the tongue. In the fruit of your tongue, it's your tongue. It's your mouth moving. So your life and your death, your fruit or your poverty is coming from your tongue. And your tongue is being moved by your mind. And your mind is being governed by your consciousness. What habitual thoughts do you have toward God, toward yourself, toward your awareness of being? All right. Questions, comments?
This was so good. You said something earlier. Well, you say it quite often, but you mentioned it today about what people put on what it is that they want. So if they want money, they'd be like, "Oh, I gotta work hard for it." So I'm dealing with someone, well, not dealing with someone. I hear someone say that, and I'm like, "Oh no, you gotta work hard for it because that's what you're saying, but I don't." So it's so good. This is so good. This and it works. Because when I'm not on point with what I'm thinking, I get what the residual of what I've been thinking in the past. But when I'm on point with it, I get what I want. I get what I desire. So this is so good. So good.
That's what I want all of us to know is that it's you, that you are the authority. It's you, even I am he. But if you believe not, you will die in your sins. You will stay as you are. You will die in that mistake. You'll remain in that mistake. Even I am, is he. I am is the way, is the truth, is the life. Your awareness of being is your salvation. That is your savior. That is your provider, your protector, your illuminator, your enlightener. That is your guidance and your protection. That's your perfection. It's you. It's your true divine nature. It's your divine nature to be rich, to be wealthy and healthy and happy and successful and prosperous and abundant. Your business doesn't do that for you. You do that through your business. You are that and you express that through your business. You're only expressing who you are, just like you're expressing who you are through your body, through your business, through your money. Those things don't make you anything. You are the thing that makes it alive, right? So it's wonderful when you know who you are, your life changes because you don't have to wait on anybody. You don't have to believe in anybody. You don't have to hope for anybody. It's all within you. The kingdom of heaven is within, and you seek first, and all these things are added unto you. So wonderful. Yes. All right. Who else? Any other questions, comments?
I'm curious about what your one-on-ones consist of. Do you have like an agenda with one-on-ones, or is it very personal?
Everything we do here on Saturday is provide general information that you can take and apply to your specific situation as best as you understand, right? When we have a one-on-one, now we're talking about you. What is like when she came to see him and he was like, all right, sit down, tell me about you. And then he could identify like, oh, so you're saying you have to pawn your ring. Oh, you're saying, well, and so now he's able to take all this general information and apply it to a particular person and say, oh, this is where, and fill in that gap. Oh, this is what you're missing. Oh, this is where it is. This is how it is, kind of like that. It's like you're sitting now talking about you. We're not talking about everything. We're talking about you. What do you want? What do you don't want? What's happening? What do you want to take control? What is it you want? And so all that information is now put from a pill form. It's now put like a needle in a vein. It'll go straight into your arm and be like, this is for you. It's not for anyone else. This is for you. right? That's what the one-on-one. So I mean, you can see I don't be on here hustling people for anything. You don't need me and I don't need you, right? You handle stuff. You are success. So I don't need to hustle you to this or that. But I tell people all the time, if we when you do one-on-ones, you'll grow faster. You just will. It's just what it is, right?
Because it's prescribed intravenous feeding.
Correct.
Just for you.
Just for you. That's just
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Questions? Anything else? All right. Yeah. Anytime you do one-on-ones, you learn faster. Anything I've ever wanted to learn as an adult, I've done my best to have one-on-ones. So I've had languages for teachers, boxing, and I just because if I'm in a boxing class, I may be in the worst shape, I may be in the best shape, but I want to go at my own pace. I don't want to be growing. This person didn't run like they're supposed to, so we got to slow the thing down. I don't really want to do all that. If 3 months of one-on-one and I was better than a year worth of a class, because I could, as I got in better shape, I could go faster. Like the pace of the class, the drills I did were based on my progress. So I was always progressing much faster than sitting around having to talk about something that ain't my problem, or wait because somebody didn't run today. Now we can't do this. We have to do that. Like for me, when I learn languages, I can speak six now because I literally work with somebody for a prolonged period of time, and I'd have to worry about somebody else's questions, wasting my time, taking my time. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they want to know. I'm talking about me, right? So it just helped me faster, right? And I advise everybody to do that for anything if you can. Get you some one-on-one with somebody that you want to learn something from. You'll grow faster. A year worth of a class, you could do more in 2 months than you could get in a year, and you'd be done. You'd be able to move on and keep it pushing. Sometimes it's the long, protracted out thing. It gets too diluted sometimes, right? And you end up taking too many other routes that are great for somebody else, but you're not there for somebody else. You're there for you, right? So for me, I always tell people to do that, but and it's the same here. But so hopefully that answers. All right, Vanessa, anything you want to say?
I want to thank everyone for spending their Saturday mornings, early afternoons with us, depending where you're tuning in from. And yeah, if anything sparked today, all I could say is imagine what would spark working closer with Coach Lucky. The youth circle is where we do that. We meet twice a week in a smaller group, 90-minute sessions each. Plus, you get your hour one-on-one with Coach Lucky, which is where it's all about you, basically. So, um, it's that time that you get to tell them about whatever you're going through, and you're working specifically towards your own goal. And then when we meet as a smaller group, like the intimate group, it's the same concept, but in the group, right? So we're all asking, it's led by the group as far as what Lucky talks about. And it's not quite one-on-one, but it sometimes feels like it because we're tackling things within the group, and then that each one teach one concept just kind of comes across the board because someone may have asked something that you're like, oh, I didn't quite think about that, but yeah, that applies to me too. So that's why those are really good as well. And yeah, that's how they differ from Saturday calls. Saturdays, like, picks what he's going to talk about and he just kind of talks about it, right? Versus the youth circle, it's more about what do we need? What do we want to talk about? What do we want to focus on? So hopefully that answers any questions. Also, if anybody wants to get the notifications for Saturday calls, we send those out an hour before, and you can subscribe. If you don't get the emails right now and you just kind of see my invites from the communities I'm a part of, that's how you could subscribe and then receive the notifications yourself in case I don't have the opportunity to share the link in the communities. And yeah, as far as what I needed to say, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Saturday, rest of your weekend, and hold your Tuesday strong.